To make this recipe, you will need 200 grams of salted butter, 200 grams of dark chocolate, anything above about 50% cocoa solids will work really well, 200 grams of dark muscovado sugar, 120 grams of caster sugar, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, 250 grams of plain flour, 2 eggs and 2 egg whites, 1 teaspoon of orange extract, 60 grams of golden syrup and 4 tablespoons of water. Start by melting the butter over a low heat. Add the dark muscovado sugar, give it a stir and chuck in the chocolate. Once it's almost melted, take it off the heat to make sure that the chocolate doesn't burn. Keep stirring until there's no lumps and then just leave it to the side to cool. Crack 2 eggs into a jug, add the tablespoon of vanilla extract and give them a whisk. Sieve the plain flour and the baking powder together into a large bowl. Pour your egg mixture into the cooled chocolate, butter and sugar mix. Stir that to combine and then add the liquid ingredients into the flour. Stir everything together. It will become quite viscous, but make sure that you keep checking the middle and underneath just to make sure there's no lumps of flour running through there. Then we need to line a muffin tray with 12 paper cases and fill each till they're about 1/3 full. I like to use an ice cream scoop to make sure I get exactly the same amount into each case so that everything's level. Then we're going to bake this at 160 degrees fan for about 18 to 22 minutes. The longer you leave it, the more cakey it will be and the less fudgy. I prefer mine quite squidgy in the middle, so if you're worried, I would err on the side of caution and just whip them out a little bit early. To make the marshmallow frosting, add 2 egg whites into a stand mixer and whisk them on low. You can do this in a hand mixer, but you probably need someone else to help you, as while these egg whites are mixing, we're going to boil the caster sugar, golden syrup and water until they reach soft ball stage. You can eyeball this, you can find instructions online on how to test for it, but I honestly would, if marshmallow is the kind of thing you're interested in making, pick up a sugar thermometer. You can get them for under £10, they're pretty cheap, and then that takes all the guesswork out of it and makes the whole process a lot less stressful. Once your sugar has reached soft ball stage, you want to turn your stand mixer down to the lowest possible setting and pour the sugar down the side of the bowl. The idea is you want the sugar to hit the metal just before it touches the top of the marshmallow. This helps cool the sugar down and just makes the marshmallow process a little bit faster. Once you've added your sugar, turn the mixer up onto its highest setting. You want it to mix for about 10 minutes until everything is completely cold. This is where the reaction happens between the sugar crystals and the protein in the egg whites, which gives marshmallow its typical structure. If you skimp on this step, your frosting is going to collapse and it won't hold its shape. Once your marshmallow mixture is completely cool, that's when you want to add in your flavouring. To pipe, I use a Wilton 2D nozzle. I'll leave a link in the description box below for where you can buy this. It gives a really signature Mr. Whippy style effect to this frosting, but if you don't have this and you don't want to buy it, use whatever piping nozzle you have, or just use a sandwich bag and cut the corner off and it will still look and taste really, really good. When you're piping on your cupcakes, I like to start in the centre with an even pressure on the bag, push down, then go around the outside of the cake and finish with a peak in the middle. So start in the centre, push down, take the icing around the outside of the cake and finish with a peak in the middle. This quantity of frosting will make enough to finish about 12 medium-sized cupcakes, with a little bit left over for licking the bowl. These will keep in the fridge for 3 or 4 days, but what you will find is that the frosting starts to collapse after a while. Unlike actual marshmallow, this doesn't have any gelatin in it to help hold its shape, which means it's perfectly pipeable, lovely and smooth, but it will collapse after a couple of days.